All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I am Kirsten, I'm one of the product managers here at Decisions. Today, I'm going to walk through our platform roadmap, including recent releases, upcoming features, and long-term roadmap items. Quick introduction to the Decisions product managers. We've got Eric, who leads our engines team. That's the team working on our upcoming deployment server features. He is here with us today. He's missed the past couple, so he gets to join us and answer all of your questions in the chat. We also have Josh, who leads the integrations team. This team is focusing heavy on our AI initiatives. We've got Rahit, who handles the UI needs for the flow and rule designers. And then I focus on the UI for the form and page and report designers. So all of our UI designers, all of the enhancements in that area. All right. Before we really get started, I just want to share how you can reach us. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at productmanagement@decisions.com, or feel free to ask in the chat and we will get those answered for you today. Additionally, there is a survey at the end of the call, and we'll greatly appreciate any feedback you have on the webinar itself and any content provided here. All right. Okay, to kick off, I'm going to start with our product team mission. Our mission is to give you a platform that combines human intelligence, with a full toolbox of automation techniques. This means giving you efficient ways to build business logic, interfaces, and integrations. Everything we're doing is about making development more accessible. All right, some of our recent history. In 2024, a lot of our work revolved around two areas: improving our core designers and creating a new project infrastructure, and that's that version 9 projects hub that everybody has seen if you've looked at version 9 at all. And then for 2025, our focus has been deployment server. We're moving to a Kubernetes for more scalable and efficient environments. Wow, I cannot talk today. Goodness, I'm so sorry. Um, all right, our recent releases. We've had a handful of exciting releases that have been released. So this isn't a full list of everything in these releases, just some highlights. In version 9.12, which was released in June, we introduced actions as icons. This is for advanced data grids. I'll have a video on the next slide showing you how this works. But essentially, it's a new calculated column on advanced data grids that allows designers to create a custom action flow that renders as an icon for each row. And then version 9.13, we have pretty significant updates. We added integration capabilities for Azure Foundry integration. And then we also have Flex Layout. So this is the big one. It gives you a responsive design control in forms. So really useful when trying to make mobile friendly or responsive designs for your forms. We also have freeze report columns to lock key columns in reports so they can stay visible while scrolling horizontally. And then drop down item descriptors. It's a very small update, but pretty helpful. You can now share secondary line, show secondary line of text right beside your drop down items. And I'll have a screenshot showing you what that would look like coming up soon. So our recent features, let's see, we have custom actions field. This update lets you show the multiple custom actions, like I was saying, within one column in advanced data grid. Each icon can trigger a different flow and pass data to or from the parent form, just like active form flows. So you see in this video, the top advanced data grid is passing data and refreshing the bottom advanced data grid, and showing notifications and everything that an active form flow could do. This action flow also can do. And then we have Flex Layout. One of the biggest layout updates that we've made, and it's something a lot of people have been asking for. This layout gives you responsive control over your forms and their child controls. So as your screen size changes or container widths change, the form controls can flex, stack, or grow depending on how you've configured all of your child controls. You can nest flex within flex or flex within grid or any layout within each other. They're all pretty compatible. So this is great for mobile friendly designs or just responsive designs in general. It makes designing easier when your layouts need to dynamically adapt based on like active form flows, hiding and showing components, and needing the controls like in this video to move up when that the controls above it disappear. You want your stuff to kind of reflow and not have a weird awkward space. We do have documentation on this, so feel free to check it out. It has a example project attached to it if you want to download it and play. Let's see. And then freeze columns. So freeze columns is one of these features that sounds really simple, but makes a huge difference when you're dealing with really wide reports. It just helps keep important context in view and saves you from constantly scrolling back and forth to see the things that you're interested in seeing. As you can see in this video, you can freeze left and or right columns, and you can pick however many columns you want to freeze. And then also, if you do have the column reordering setting set to true, you can move columns in and out of frozen sections. All right, click, okay. All right, drop down item descriptors. This is the one where you can include a secondary line of text in each drop down item so users can see both a label and a description. Perfect for use cases where the label alone isn't enough and you want to show a little bit more context for your item, like an email address and a name or department, which is kind of what is shown in these screenshots, or like a title and its category or whatnot. But because these drop-down item descriptors are a different setting, we've configured them and developed them that you can give them different CSS classes or style them differently so they are visually different from your main item. All right, so those are some items or some features that were recently released. Now let's look at our long-term vision. So let's see here. Hold on one second. All right, so here is a view of the big themes and features that we're focusing on for 2025. Now I'll hit the high points. On the deployment side, we've got a new deployment server to better manage how and where projects are deployed and all the intricacies of deployment, like sprint management, automated testing, visualizing production data during development, and more. Then we also have better auditing and health tracking so you can track performance across projects, increased AI integration, which is happening release over release right now. um, and then, like you've seen in the past few webinars, we're in the process of refreshing the Flow Designer to improve usability. And we are currently working on a unified UI designer that brings form and page designer into one unified designer. So we're going to combine those experiences. All right, 2026, starting to see more automation integrated into the platform with automatic updates, AI design assistant, automated scaling and testing. Big takeaway is that 2026 is about making the platform smarter, more proactive, and more user-friendly. And then looking way ahead to 2027, we're aiming to simplify and guide more of the platform experience with a simplified rule set designer, automatic rule enhancement recommendations. Excuse me, need water. Essentially less development, more configurability for a better out-of-the-box experience. Excuse me, water break. All right, our roadmap themes. Everything we just looked at and will look at falls into three major themes. We've got health and integrations, which is more visibility, more insights, and smarter tools. Developer velocity, making it easier and faster to build, and deployment, which is a huge one for us right now. Better ways to package, test, and deploy across all environments. All right, our core product timeline. Over the next couple slides, you're going to see a lot of features. I'm not going to mention every single one of these, but I'll hit on a couple. If there's any that really stick out to you that I don't mention, please drop it in the chat and we can expand on it, or email productmanagement@decisions.com that you'd like to learn more about a specific feature. Two main ones that I'll call out here: that new unified UI designers effort. Like I said, this is that plan to combine our form and page designer into one designer to make it easier and more intuitive and consistent while designing UI elements. And then production data enrichment will help visualize real world data during development. And then our solutions accelerators timeline. Our solutions team is working on a ton of projects that will be available within the App Store or on the marketplace. And there are items on here like, let's see, document extraction agent. This lets each department create custom prompt chains to extract data they care about from shared documents. This uses AI. The system intelligently pulls context specific fields without needing to read or reprocess the full file. And then we also have, let's see, agent enhanced ticketing. This is an AI powered ticketing system that combines traditional ticket workflows with intelligent agents. Incoming requests are ingested from multiple sources, automatically categorized using language processing and business rules, and then assigned into queues. So there are AI agents that act on these tickets, that they triage, escalate, respond, or complete tasks based on configurable workflows. All right. So this is my team's roadmap, our simplified tools for UI designing. Um, and we are planning a bunch of new features and enhancements to help design in the form, page, and report designers. We've got, let's see, a ton of stuff here. Dynamic behavior for page controls. This is essentially active form flows for pages. It's allowing page controls to be manipulated similarly to how active form flows manipulate form controls, just allowing certain sections or controls to be visible based on a set of data. What you see is what you get page designer. This is updating the page designer to show you real data during design time, preventing the need to attach the page to a folder and then the back and forth between the folder and the designer to see design time changes, and how these pages would look with real data. That unified UI builder, I've mentioned a handful of times already. We've got some efforts to decrease design time. And that is, let's see, new features like a multi-select common properties, selecting multiple controls, updating common properties. This is partly available now. This effort is to just increase the properties that are available to multi-select and change. Like right now, a few releases ago, we released the attached labels feature. And so this will include all of the label properties in that and some outcome scenarios also. We have form control toolbox enhancement, adding control help, similar to flow step help, and then add a recently deleted section that will retain configuration of recently deleted items. Condensing controls, excuse me. We have this in simple forms right now. We're looking to implement the same thing in forms and pages. For example, charts right now have individual page controls for each chart type. This enhancement combines all chart types into one page control so you can configure it once. And if you decide later to change your bar chart to a pie chart, you don't have to reconfigure a brand new control. Features that increase overall usability. Drag to reorder report rows at runtime. This one right now is just implemented for advanced data grids, and I have a cool video to show you in a second of this working. It's pretty fun. Default tile styles. This is a better out-of-the-box styling for simple tiles. We've got active form flow dependency view. This is the ability to visually see what controls are impacted by an active form flow. Controls would be highlighted on the form with icons indicating how the active form flow is impacting it. This is a huge enhancement to active form flows. Active form flow data binding. This is just better data management for active form flows. Active form flows would have access, easier access to more data. Run formula as a calculated column. This is the formula builder. There's a step available for it. There's a mapping type available for it. So we're just going to add it as a calculated column so you can have formulas and functions directly in your reports and advanced data grids. And then ability to configure frozen columns at runtime. So we have that freeze columns feature that I just showed you guys. This is the ability to further configure freeze, unfreeze, however many columns you want at runtime. Right now, that feature is just a design time setting. And then features that further customizing UI elements. We've got Theme Manager. This will help generate CSS or less files for projects. This will be more robust than the current CSS generator accelerator, including more controls that are able to be targeted and an overall more efficient way to manage branding within projects. Report column display as. Changing Boolean values to have display options like a toggle checkbox, yes or no text, or true false text to be able to inline edit those visuals. If a toggle is selected as the display option, then the toggle on inline edit, you'd check the toggle and it would switch the value. And then expanding charting options. This will include more chart types right out of the box, and then more configurations than what we currently have today. All right, I have a couple demo videos to show of some of the features here that I didn't really talk about on this slide, and I'll talk about them a little bit more on their specific demo video slides. All right, so this one is the reorder advanced data grid rows. It's pretty straightforward. Soon you'll be able to reorder rows in advanced data grids at runtime. So whether you're ranking items, setting priorities, or just letting users sort things manually, this gives you that flexibility without needing extra logic. So it's pretty neat runtime enhancement that we have here. Go next, sorry. Wasn't clicking. Okay, so this subdialog outlet, this is a new way that subdialogs can display on a form instead of over it. So I might have to replay this video again just to point some things out. But pair this with Flex, and the Flex layout will shift the content of the parent form and allow the end user to interact with subdialogues while still viewing and scrolling through the parent form. So in this video, you'll see this subdialog button, this little add button here, trigger a form that opens inline, not as a pop-up. The parent form will shift automatically because it has a Flex layout, and then the user can interact with both at once. You could use active form flows to kind of disable other buttons while this is open. This video also shows it working alongside of this actions as icons button here. So you get a nice look at how these pieces start to work together that we've kind of release over release. They start to work together and they kind of have a purpose for a more dynamic runtime experience. So this was pretty exciting. And then let's see. Theme Manager on projects. With this theme manager, you'll be able to create and manage branding styles across your project. This is a straightforward form where you can select styling options for all sorts of forms and page controls. And I believe Grids Reports is on here also. So things like headings, buttons, report headers. So while you're selecting your styles, you'll see a real-time preview showing exactly how your choices affect the look and feel of your forms. And then once you're happy with your styling, you can apply this directly as your project's default theme. This means every new form or page you create will automatically pick up your branding, making consistent styling effortless and saving you design time. An active form flow dependency view. This is a big change, big difference to active form flows and how they are visualized within the form designer. The active form flow panel will be moved to the left side, so it's easy to access. And then we've added these great visual cues. When you hover over active form flow, the controls that trigger it will light up in purple, and the controls that are impacted will turn orange. There are also icons, so indicator icons, so you can see whether it's like a hide show or enable disable or whatever other impact is happening. If it's being set by something, you'll have an icon indicating that. And then if you, it works also the other way. If you click a control, you'll instantly see all of the active form flows that touch it. So if you click a control, I don't have a screenshot of that right now, but if you click a control, the active form flows that impact it will hover or show like with a light orange. Um, and one of the things that just stand out right here, we've added the ability to temporarily disable an active form flow without deleting it, which is massive for troubleshooting. Um, so this is something that we are going to be starting development soon. These are all in progress designs, but something that everybody is really excited about. So let's see. Those are all of the new features, planned features that I have, and my slides just froze. They good? Awesome. Okay, I'm going to pause for just a second. We're wrapping this up. So if you have a last minute question, now's the time to type it in the chat. Have there been any questions, Eric?
Yeah, no, currently we have a pretty quiet crowd this time, not asking any questions, so uh you might be off the hook a little bit. But yeah, if you guys have clarity on something, even if you just, comment you liked it, don't like it, it's not anything that you would enjoy, just let us know.
Cool.
First comment, we did get someone who said, "Looks good."
Yay.
So,
Yay. Love it.
hey, yeah. Feedback is
Cool.
appreciated, so.
Thanks. All right. Well, with that, our next product roadmap webinar. We are actually going to make a change on how we do webinars going forward. Instead of doing bi-weekly, we're potentially going to move to a quarterly format. We are not quite sure yet. But as we are changing our approach, this makes your feedback way more important. At the end of this call, you'll see a survey. Please, please, please take a moment to fill it out. Let us know what kind of content is most helpful for you, what you'd like to see in the future, or anything else that we can improve on. That way, when we spin these back up or whenever the next one does happen, which we will let you guys know, whenever it happens, we will hopefully have the best content that you guys are looking for. And then, as always, reach out to us anytime, productmanagement@decisions.com. I think I saw another chat come in. Hit lunch and learn about the drop down item descriptors. Perfect. Marvin, sorry, not everybody can see that. Marvin said that he would go to lunch and learn about the drop down item descriptors. Is there anything specific, Marvin, that you want to know about those? Just how to set them up? I'll give you a second to set up. I could probably show that, Eric.
Yeah, if you have an environment ready to roll, I know sometimes those things get
Yeah.
turned on and off and updated constantly. Um,
Yeah.
or we could probably follow up directly with Marvin if
Yeah.
that's going to be a little bit easier.
Yeah, that might be easier. I can follow up directly with you, Marvin, or I can join the lunch and learn and also help. Also, training team knows about those as well.
Yeah.
So that would work. Perfect. Okay. Well, if there are no more questions, we'll reach out to you, Marvin. I don't see any questions that came in, so we'll call it here. Everybody have a great afternoon, and we will see you next time, whenever that may be. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Kirsten. Thanks, everyone. Take care.